Luke, congratulations. Just some of your emotions after that win.
Oh, look, probably. I'm overjoyed. I'm overjoyed for the players and the fans more than anything else. I'm overjoyed that for the players in particular because I don't think everyone realises how hard they've been working. It's very, very difficult, or very easy, sorry, to actually turn on each other, to turn on your teammate, turn on the coach, turn on whoever it may be when when you're not winning games. They've been unbelievably steadfast in their culture, the way they go about training, the hard work, and I'm just really pleased for them because we probably should have won about 4 or 5 games like that further, earlier on in the season. So to actually come out the other side, I think is a sort of real mental hurdle battle for us. I thought it'd been, it did cross my mind that here we go again, being a really dominant team. Like we did at Wigan last week, dominated for pretty much the majority of the game and actually not come away with a victory would have been, look, it would have been soul destroying. So to actually come on the other side of it now is really pleasing. I did say all along that I think we'll have a better second half to the season than we will the first half with the way that it went regarding the players available, for example. But I think you saw that in the second half of the league game. There was sort of a real bit of momentum built in the second half of the league game. I thought we took it into the Wigan game, and I thought we continue that today. So yeah, what we've got to try to do now is keep that momentum and keep that form.
Effort's never been questioned throughout the season from your side, but on a day like this, when it was hot, it was really muggy, it was almost awful conditions really for large parts. How proud are you of how they coped with, particularly that last sort of 15 minutes? You've been a man down as well all game just about with Sam going off.
Yeah, look, I'm unbelievably proud of him just for like you said before. It'd been very easy to go, here we go again, and panic, but I don't think we panicked. I think they were really strong in what we were doing and the way we wanted to keep playing, and I thought they kept playing, which showed there's been occasions this year where there's been a bit of a lack of effort, but very rarely have we been outworked. We might have not showed enough game management on occasions, but I thought, I've got to give a lot of credit to the club actually. We missed Clooney at the beginning of the year. On numerous games, I said if he'd have been playing, I think we'd have won them games with game management. Two, he's one of the best attacking players, I think, in the league. George Flanagan's shown he's one of the best prospects in the league. But we lacked a little bit of direction. And as soon as Clooney were ruled out for the season, Andy Kelly, the club, everybody involved acted really, really quickly to get Frawls in. And I thought it was a statement of intent, not only for the players, but for everyone else, that we're actually having a good crack at this second half of the season. They brought in Frawls, who I've brought him in for what he is. He's an organising, experienced half who, what he will do is he will allow Tui to play, allow the other spine members to play, and Flanagan. He'll make them other players better. So I thought, to say it was his first game for us, I thought I was really pleased with the way it went. I think he's only had 2 sessions with us. So really, really chuffed for him and for the group.
He just seemed quietly efficient almost through that game, did Frawley.
He is. That's his role. I don't think he's ever shied away from the fact that that's what he's good at. He reminds me a little bit of my assistant coach, Liam Finn. He's a player that probably doesn't get all the limelight, but actually makes the players around him better. That experience, that organisation, I thought that's what he did today. I thought, he didn't do anything amazing, but what he did do is he allowed Tui, he allowed Zach, he allowed George to play their natural game. So yeah, look, well done to him, the club and everybody involved.
In that last sort of 10-15 minutes when it was starting to maybe get a little bit nervy, were there some lessons taken from last week, did you think, that made sure that you didn't have a repeat of what happened against Wigan?
Yeah, you'd like to think so, but I've been trying to deliver them messages all season, because last week at Wigan wasn't the first time that we should have won a game in the last sort of 10 minutes. But no, I do feel like, look, when you lack experience, then obviously it's a continual learning experience, and we've just got more experience on the field now, which inevitably and the younger players will be better for that experience, like George last week, and everybody else around them. They will get better, and hopefully they are learning lessons, because it's just, when you play at the very top level in professional sport, in the Super League, you don't have time to learn lessons after 6 months, after 12 months. You've got to learn them pretty quick. But yeah, I'm really chuffed that we did learn his lesson from last week.
I'm assuming, given we didn't see Sam again, did he fail his HIA?
Yeah, look, unfortunately, I think Sam's had a torrid year really off the field. He's had some, there's been a bereavement in the family that's probably hit him really hard. He's one of my favourite players, is Sam, because he wears his heart on his sleeve and the way he plays the game, I love him for it. And he probably hadn't been doing that at the beginning of the year due to external factors, but I thought last week in particular we're back to his best. And I'm really excited about where he can go this year, but unfortunately, yeah, he got a bad head knock and couldn't return. So he'll be out for Catalans.
Any other injuries or concerns otherwise?
Joe Greenwood sort of limped off at Wigan last week, and he did it again this week. He's got an hip flexor problem, so here another one that I brought him off the latter end of the pretty much. He did it again in the first 3 or 4 minutes. He just went, I don't think I can continue, and I'm like, you're going to have to continue, mate. And he toughed it out to green and played the majority of the game, but at the back end of the game he got to a stage where he just couldn't continue. And yeah, it's a little bit, I won't say it's a concern, but we've got an awful turnaround. We've got a Catalan Saturday night, and then we go to Castleford away Thursday night. Not sure who did them fixtures, and that's fixture scheduling. So it's probably not a bad thing really. So we're missing Wilson at the moment, but he should be back for the Cass game. So, and Fenton Rodgers and Aidan McGowan and Adam Swift should be fit for Cass. So it might be a case of, with a real, like I say, a real torrid short turnaround, flying back from France and then going at Castleford away Thursday night. There might be some options to manoeuvre the squad.
And just finally from me, Rob, you spoke earlier about the fact that you've been in similar situations to this where you've dominated a game, not quite been able to get over the line and get the win. Does this feel like it could be a turning point for your season, the fact that you have on this occasion managed to go on? Yeah,
I think so. I think whatever it is, that mental hurdle, whatever you want to call it, when you do repeatedly something happens to you, obviously it starts to become an issue. I don't think this was the turning point. I think the turning point was the Leeds second half. I genuinely do. And even though we didn't win that game, and even though we didn't win last week, us having players back and building cement, don't mean we're going to win every week. Don't mean we're going to win Catalan, Cast, and Wigan the week after. But I think if we just keep putting the performances together, hopefully, now that we will start notching some 2-point victories off.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Luke, has Tane said anything about being placed on a report? Because there's an allegation he made an eye gouging.
He claimed to me, I asked him, and he said he didn't do anything, so all I can do is take his word for it, really.
Yeah.